Hello everybody, my name's Jason and this is my channel, the Codex. Today I'm going to bring my favourite verse, which is Romans 8:28, which says, "All things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose." All things work together for the good of those who love God. Okay, so we need to keep that verse in mind, that all things work together for those who love God. Okay, these are key elements of that verse. Now, we hear people often say, don't worry, everything's going to work out. Everything will work itself out. It will work itself out. And my answer to that would be based on what? Based on what? You know, sometimes people, they may be in hospital for something serious, and they've got something, they're obviously in there for something seriously wrong with them. It could be an illness, an accident or something, and you hear people say, look, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine. They're fine. They're going to pull through. Well, based on what? And I would ask medical advice on that. What are the chances of this person getting through the situation that they're in, with their illness, with their operation, surgery, whatever it may be? I don't leave it to chance. I don't leave it to wishful thinking. And I certainly don't say, well, it's all going to work itself out, because how can it work itself out? It doesn't make any sense. So then ask the doctors and nurses, okay, so this person's having a surgery, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. What are the chances of this working? And then if they said, there's a 95% chances they're going to make it through and everything, then I'd say, well, that's great, that's very positive. But sometimes it's a simple matter, we just haven't got the answer. And when things go wrong in our life, and things go wrong in people's lives that we love and care for, it's very quick and quite flippant, really, to just say, well, everything's going to be all right, everything's going to work itself out. It's only going to work out if there's a guiding force behind it, behind the situation. If a person, to put it like bluntly, if a person was to get hit by a car and you left them lying there bleeding out, and somebody come over and said, oh, well, we better call an ambulance, and you turned around and said, no, it will work itself out. It's fine, just leave them lying there bleeding out. It'll work itself out, it's fine. I know it's a bit of an exaggerated example, but isn't that the case? We're going to lose our house, we're going to lose our, because we're in debt. We can't afford to pay the mortgage and things like that. Oh, it'll work itself out. Well, how is that going to work? The only reason it's going to work out is if we do something, or if somebody else does something. And with the case of the person obviously getting hit by a car, it will work out if an ambulance comes along, you get into the hospital. So we need an outside force to come in, an outside power. And in this situation, it'll be the ambulance, it'll be the hospital. They're the outside force, they will come in and they will take care of the situation. And again, if you're having to clear debts or whatever, take care of a house that you can't keep the payments up, you need an outside force again, you need an outside source. So therefore you'd probably go to, not loan shark, but go to a bank and get a loan, or remortgage a house or something. But you have to get something outside to come in and take care of that. And that's where Romans 8:28 comes in. All things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. When we stand upon that verse, and when we have situations in our life, and things happen in our life, we can say things are going to work out, but we can only say that, number one, is if we love God. Okay, God isn't going to work things out if we don't love him. All right, and you get people saying, well, God, what has God done for me? Well, maybe God hasn't done anything for you as far as you're concerned. It's because you haven't even done anything for him. Maybe you haven't shown him any respect. You don't believe in him in the first place. That verse says it's only going to work out if you love God. And we know we love God by keeping his commandments and doing those things that should please in his sight. That is how we manifest our love and show our love and respect for God. If we're doing that, then we know that all things will work out for our good. And he'll be working things out behind the scenes, the situations. He'll use people He won't literally come down from heaven and sort of stand there in his God form and begin to do things. He'll use people, because that's the way he's always done things. He has to use people to get his work done on the earth, because God is a spirit. He's a spirit being. He's not a physical being. He's not a man with a beard. He's a spirit being, and spirits, in order to operate on the earth, have to have physical bodies. And that's why, in the first instance, as in the first case, Jesus came to the earth, and when he came, he had to take on himself a physical body, because we know that Jesus pre-existed before he was born of Mary. But he wasn't called Jesus. He was called Yahweh. He was called Jehovah. He was called many, Adonai and El Shaddai and all these other names for God. And then when he came and took that physical form, on that human form, his human name was Jesus. But he, in order to accomplish God's will on the earth, had to take on a physical body, take on a physical form, because he couldn't die. Spirit beings cannot die. They're eternal. So therefore he had to have a physical body in order to die on the cross, for a start. So before we get tempted to say flippantly, oh well, things are going to work out, it'll be fine, we need to say, why is it going to? Have we got knowledge of these forces that can help us in the situation? If we have, then we can at least say with more confidence and a bit more positivity, I believe things are going to work out, because, like for example, when someone's in the hospital and having a surgery, you hear people say, well, they're in the best place. They're in the hospital, they're in the best place. We've got the best surgeons on the case. Then we can sort of say, well, yeah, I believe it will work out. It will work out, because we've got the experts on the case. We've got somebody dealing with it. We're not just sitting at home while a person's dying of something, and not getting the help that they need, and then say, don't worry, it's going to work itself out. So next time you get tempted to say that, just think about it. Why will all things work out? And then we, as believers and Christians, can say, well, things are going to work out in my situation because I believe in God. I keep his commandments, I love God and honour him and respect him. And so therefore, he is going to work these things out for us. So, there we go. Hope you got something out of today's video. And I'll see you in the next one. And please subscribe to my channel and continue to support me in this outreach. I make no money from it, not interested in any money from it. This is just a pure outreach of just simply sharing simple things from the Bible and not getting caught up in complicated, controversial things. God bless you, and thank you for joining me. Bye bye.